It's your boy Ownlane Davo, and he back with another video. Alright, look, we finna get into Shannon Sharpe just lost everything, bruh. And if you've been keeping up, you know that bruh got caught being too freaky with the wrong one. So we about to find out how he lost everything. I've been hearing some things, but I ain't really do a whole deep dive. So we about to find out right now. Let's get right into it, man.
If only Shannon Sharpe could keep it in his pants. It seems like just yesterday, Shannon Sharpe was accused of doing essay and grape to an OnlyFans model, and that she was seeking damages in the amounts of $50 million. Now, a lot of people were suspicious because this came after a recent claim of Shannon Sharpe being supposedly or reportedly demanding upwards of $100 million in his next contract from ESPN or the Volume or whoever he was seeking this contract from.
Boy, he really came into a bag. He came into a bag, bruh. And all it took was just someone, taking advantage of a situation, bruh. Damn, 100
It
million.
would seem quite timely for something like this to come out. As more and more time passed, from my personal perspective, Shannon Sharpe did not handle the situation correctly. He exposed himself more and more and really should have settled things behind closed doors. Now, I'll go back and recap in a little bit, but ultimately this decision and court case came to a settlement in which Shannon Sharpe and the 20-year-old came to some sort of agreement that Shannon Sharpe would have to pay an undisclosed amount of money. Tony Busby, the lawyer for the 20-year-old, wrote out on
Well, that nigga Tony Busby be on everybody case. God damn. If they got anything to do with a lawsuit, call that nigga. He might not win every one of them, but he gonna damn sure give you a chance.
Twitter on April 20th, 2025, the Busby law firm filed a complaint in Nevada making several allegations against Shannon Sharpe on behalf of our client. Both sides acknowledge a long-term, consensual, and tumultuous relationship. After protracted and respectful negotiations, I'm pleased to announce that we have reached a mutually agreed upon solution. All matters have now been addressed satisfactorily, and the matter is closed. The lawsuit will thus be dismissed with prejudice. Now, I know that people are going to read that as, hey, Shannon Sharpe didn't do anything. They say it's long-term consensual, but tumultuous just means that they were arguing and fighting and stuff like that. But that's not how I personally read it. This is a way to fence it, to be quite honest with you. Hey, some stuff was done, some stuff wasn't done.
So what happened then? So what the hell happened? I mean, damn, it's like, I guess there was enough evidence there, I guess, maybe. Or really, he probably just ain't want more shit to get out. Because the longer it went on, the more information that come out, it's going to mess up everything else he got going on outside, like his image. Like, motherfuckers be calling him Unc and shit. Like, me personally, I never called that nigga Unc a day in my life. Because I ain't calling no grown-ass man I don't know Unc. But motherfuckers gotta call him Unc. So they look at him for wisdom. But if you out here doing some other shit that go against someone else's moral code, they like, I don't think I can take advice from you. I don't take you serious no more.
We can at least acknowledge that it's a relationship. Why? Because I need to clear my name so I can go back to working. Shannon thought that he would be heading into this case with the expectation that he would be back first day of training camp, but ESPN shut that down quick as hell yesterday by letting go of Shannon Sharpe.
Damn.
I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week, and really the only thing that I really ask is, like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really wanted it to be about him, and I wanted it to be about my family. I said this coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. Damn. And so as I told him,
But them niggas said, hey, listen, they said, forget you, Shannon Sharpe. They said, quite frankly, we don't care about your brother. You know what I'm saying? We don't need you nowhere near us. All right, we done gave you this big old contract. You done gave half the shit to an OnlyFans model, bro. What you doing? So really, forget you and forget your whole family. So this nigga got fired on his day off and like a day before his brother Hall of Fame induction. Damn.
As I profusely apologized to him earlier today, he said, bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless. We all make mistakes. And he says, bro, I love you. So I'm done with this. You're done with it too.
Nice.
Move on. I really enjoyed my time at ESPN. It gave me an opportunity to bring my audience that saw me really just grow They saw me, Lakers in 5, and they saw me say all these analogies that my grandparents gave me, and I was able to bring that to ESPN. So I'm very, very grateful for that. But I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish,
Yeah.
guys, I just wish this thing could have waited until Monday, because I hate the fact that I'm overshadowing my brother, the first two brothers in the Pro Football
I mean, but you ain't gotta. Hold on.
Hall of Fame, and this is what the headline's gonna be for the next couple of days. So
That's an accomplishment right there. But it's like, damn, bro. I mean, I guess it's only as big as you make it, though. Also, you know, you don't have to let it overshadow your brother's Hall of Fame speech. You know, it could be one of those things in which you mention it this one time and then you call it a day. You know, it's like whatever, it's done. I paid her all the money. Let me move on my life. You know, niggas done got fired and all that shit. But you still good, bro. He ain't, bro, not going broke. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you that much.
bro, again, I know you told me this. I don't have to apologize, but I'm gonna do it one final time tonight, and I won't apologize again. I'm sorry that I upstaged you in this manner.
Dang, man. Makes you almost want to call your brother. Now, I will say on a personal level, that is probably a little messed up. ESPN couldn't, at least respect that or come to the conclusion to wait until Monday. I don't know if Monday would have made any sort of difference.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't think anybody was looking to see if Shannon Sharpe was going to be there, not going to be there. I don't know why they just didn't wait till Monday. Maybe they wanted to add more insult to injury, but...
I mean, I guess it's like, damn. It's like, do you think that he, do you think it's more than that? Do you think it's more than what firing you? Do you think it's like some type of salt in the wound thing? I don't know. I feel like you could say, they could have waited till Monday, but also it's like they don't have to do anything they don't want to do, right? It's like, we're firing you. We're gonna fire you the day we see fit. So.
Ultimately, if that's the bed that you made, you gotta lay in it. That's my grandma's analogy for you, Shannon Sharpe. So while I wish that they would have respected, truthfully and honestly, hey, they have the right to do stuff as they see fit. And just to add some more salt to the wound, that is the situation that involves Shannon Sharpe. Gabrielle Zuniga, the woman in question, the 20-year-old OnlyFans model, released her own version of a statement saying that, and I quote, "Today I have decided to retire from OF." This is after the settlement. "Thank you for the incredible support you've shown me over the past few years. This community has given me a life I could have never imagined. I'll still be active on social media and have several new projects in the works that I can't wait to share. I'm truly excited for this next chapter. I love you all forever and ever." This is a big...
Bro, retired the OF model, bro. How much was it? 10, 15, 20 mil? Damn. She said she got that settlement, that check cleared. She said, all right, y'all. I'm gonna fuck with y'all. Y'all be smooth, man. It was a good run. Damn, Shannon. Damn.
Lesson in all of this right here. First and foremost, we won't know what happened behind those closed doors. Some of the stuff that Shannon Sharpe was saying in those text messages makes me think that he was a kinky freak monster. He was into race play. I don't know if people remember the text messages about the big black baby and talking about how he was going to choke that young woman. There is a possibility that he did these horrible and damning things. But what I took from this is like one of the biggest and fastest ways to ruin a career, a name, and a legacy the fast way. Shannon Sharpe was on a meteoric rise, but ever since this situation came out, and not so much of the situation, more so the way he handled the situation, I think he went about it totally wrong, and it did more damage to his name.
Like, Brad had since the Cat Williams thing, Bro was just going up. But then Bro then got caught up in something, and then it's like all that momentum. Now who knows if it's gonna be like a nosedive, but it's gonna take a while to build that reputation back up. You know what I mean? They say it takes years to build trust, but it takes one moment to break it, and your reputation is done for after that. So damn, Shannon, fuck around with these young hoes. Look what got you.
Friends, supporters, and colleagues.
Too old for that shit, man.
To you directly and from the heart, this is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right.
This don't even look, nigga.
This is all being orchestrated.
Nigga, you couldn't even memorize the script. You looking at the screen while you reading it and shit. Like, come on. Or at least if you're gonna do that, do it on like, you might as well have on a piece of paper right in front of you. Fuck it, since you're gonna be reading it.
Created by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself.
Maybe it's just me. When Shannon Sharpes said that part about how he would drop the whole 10-minute sex tape, I thought, man, this guy has a problem. He is a sexual deviant. Now, for those that aren't informed, keep in mind, Tony Busby never said that he was going to drop any sex tape of the sort. This was just something that Shannon had kind of concocted, and maybe a way to display his freak nasty nature. We've seen that before when he accidentally logged into Instagram.
Yeah, ain't gonna lie, bro. You just, Ain't gonna lie, Shannon, but you just an old ass nigga, bro. You just an old ass nigga. Like, you don't know how to work technology. You don't know how to maneuver around these young hoes. You just an old nigga, bro. It's time for you to age out the game, man. Leave these 25s, 21, 25-year-olds to the other young niggas, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that the older ones ain't gonna do the same thing. But shit, you know? Maybe you better pick up on the signs better, or who knows what, bro. But it all could have been avoided.
We also saw it displayed in the text messages referencing making big black monkey gorilla babies. Like, it seemed like Shannon Sharpe was into
monkey gorilla baby.
And I know most people also didn't pick this up, but there were documentations that came out from the court hearing that found out that Shannon Sharpe likes to get his B-star pressed on with his feet in the air. And I don't have any sort of problem with any of that, but I just feel like all of this could have been avoided. When I first talked to
this is way too much information for the public to be knowing about you. I ain't gonna lie. We know way too much about this nigga personal life. Who else just has some shit going on? Diddy too? Why do we know so much about these niggas' lives, bro?
About this, I said, hey, Shannon, you should probably just shut up. You should probably shut up. You know what you did, and you should have went with the settlement in the first place. Maybe you felt like you could do this, but all this public dirt that you're doing, it doesn't do anything for you. It's not gonna make you look better in the light, and it may suck that ultimately this situation got misconstrued, or if you did do the things that you did to this woman, you know, of course justice should be served. But no matter what, is the juice worth the squeeze? And here we are today.
Is it worth?
We've had to pay millions.
Was that young shawty worth 20 million, my nigga? Answer me that. Yes or no? 20 million? For some race play? For a kick? Oh.
The lawyer fees. You had to pay and retire this OnlyFans model. You got fired from your big time job on ESPN, where they have cleaned house of pretty much all sports media people outside of Stephen A. Smith and Pat McAfee. Like, you were sitting there third in line. I just don't know if all of this was worth it. And now the whole internet knows that you like to sit in dead bug position and get your booty ate, and that you like to get really aggressive with women.
Ain't gonna lie, you put on thick, bro. This nigga adding all type of extra ad libs to it. Like, come on, bro. Come on.
Well, you're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Gabby.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah. I might choke you in public.
Okay.
Big black guy chokes small white woman.
If that brother has
ain't gonna lie. No. That nigga said big, ain't gonna lie. But the thing is though, I heard that's how they be talking to each other. Like, that was their little thing, you know? So it's like, she caught the nigga to play like he's still playing the role while she acting like she not playing the role. So she responding like it's a regular conversation. He just seemed like the crazy nigga. But really, they both just some freaky motherfuckers.
Racial fetish If I ever seen one.
Over $10 million. He didn't offer to settle this case in any type of guilt or innocence framework. If I'm gonna be honest, in a very real way, Shannon settled this case for you. You say for me? Well, what do you mean by that, Lee? Listen, the only reason Shannon makes any money at all is because of you and how you feel about him, how you judge him, what light you see him in. The only reason that Shannon makes any money is because you exist and you have money, and so companies want to get in front of you.
Exactly what I said, but he make this. His brand is being the rise old head who gonna give you some old school game, who gonna give you the southern quotes and analogies that's gonna get you through your week, all that shit. But now you find out you just some kinky ass nigga who love getting his, you feel me, played with. Who just gave $20 million to OnlyFans model and just retired her. So how can we take you serious? Now it's one of those situations of how do we take you serious again? How do we trust your word? Are you living what you say you living? Find out.
Companies feel like you hold Shannon Sharpe in a certain esteem and you watch Shannon Sharpe, so they want to use Shannon Sharpe to get in front of you.
What the lead attorney said there, in my opinion, is 1,000% true. Shouts out to the lead attorney. See, what I was saying about Shannon Sharpe in the beginning is that I don't know why he took this to court. I don't know why he tried to fight this. Because ultimately, when you play the court of public opinion game, there's a couple of different things that happen. One, you are subjected to a new level of criticism that probably never existed before. People were starting to dig up Shannon Sharpe's past, which I'll go into in a minute here, and it exposed some of the things that he said on his platform, or some of the things that he did in his past, or just the contradictory nature of his advice for some of the young athletes that made him seem like a hypocrite in the light. A la Joey Swole, to be honest with you. Two, your personal effects are being put on blast. Again, nobody needed to know these text messages. Nobody needed to know those phone conversations. And for damn sure, nobody needed to hear the image of Shannon Sharpe with his feet facing the ceilings as he was having a tongue pressed against his beak.
Bro,
is that what was in the 10 minutes?
Hey, all right, bro. Pause. Oh, Meezy, you going crazy. You doing hella shit right now. Hey, well, you funny as hell.
Your balloon not getting played with? You wanted us to see all that? We didn't need to see all that in order to understand the severity or the picture or the full scope of what was going on. Why would you want us to see that? And number three, and at the end of the day, the court of public opinion does not matter. I personally believe this to be true. The only thing that you're gonna do is fuel fires out there, but if you just let it rest, then ultimately the conversations will die off. Most people watch.
Yeah, niggas gonna move on to the next thing in like a week. So it's like, how much energy do we want to give it though? It's like, how can you deal with this scrutiny for a week, 2 weeks? But like, if you just sometimes shutting up is the best option. Sometimes not talking is the best thing you could do.
This video totally even forgot about Shannon Sharpe in the situation, and life just continued on. But now, because he kept fueling the fire, people were able to go online and make criticisms about how he had $25K per cheek for this young woman, but couldn't even put up more than 30 bands for his daughter's wedding.
Hey, my daughter's a budget. You got a budget. I don't get whatever you do after that.
What number? I mean, I don't want to be in your business, but what number you said?
30,000.
Okay. So you can have a wedding with 30,000?
I don't know what you can have. I ain't even one getting married. I don't give a damn.
No, I don't.
Hey, y'all from the South, y'all know about that fried catfish and spaghetti plate? Hey, I know somebody hooked that thing right on up. What they charge by the plate? $10.50 a head. Spaghetti, fried catfish, a piece of cornbread, and a styrofoam cup of sweet tea. That's all you get.
And damn. Niggas having a struggle wedding? Goddamn, Shannon. But I mean, it's one of those things, and like, if you got as much money as that he has, you're like, oh, I spend way more. Whatever you want, you get. But then it's also like, damn, at that point, can you really get mad at him for saying that he'll only spend $30,000 on the wedding? Well, if that's how much he'll spend on his own wedding. You know what I mean? It's like, shit, I wouldn't even pay more than $30,000 for my wedding. But then it's like, oh, that's your daughter and all that stuff. But it's like, I mean, she an adult, so it's like, I don't know, at least from my experience, it's like, shit, whatever, because he worked for that. That's his own shit that he worked for, he put the hours in. So it's like, whatever you're going to give me for free, I'll accept it. Like, if that's 30,000, appreciate you, pops. Thank you. Appreciate you, moms. Thank you. I'm gonna make something work. I'm gonna add an extra 10K, actually an extra 20K to it. Or fuck it. Just give me the 30,000. I'll do something really small with the wedding. And I'll go save the wedding. Save the rest of it. Like, it's stuff like that. You know, it don't gotta be cut and dry. Like, it's that nigga money at the end of the day. Like,
granted, it is Shannon's money. He can do whatever he pleases. But now we as
But if you paying 25,000 per ass cheek, nigga, that's crazy.
the public can criticize you for your decision making, especially because you have in the past said that something that you regret or wish you had done in your earlier days was be a better father. You have the opportunity now by putting up more than 30,000 for those daughters, but you would rather put up 25K per cheek on somebody that you hope to call you daddy in a sexual way.
So
like that is a bad.
a clap.
Everybody wants Zion to get in shape except Zion. Everybody wants Zion to have discipline except Zion. So how can I want something? How can the team want something more for him than he wants it for himself?
Right.
That's why they put in his contract. Look how they got in his contract that he has to hit weight clauses because they know him.
Unc said something extremely powerful there.
What?
Why should I want better for him if he doesn't want better for himself? Well, Unc, I guess we're all on the same page as you.
Yeah, I go the same as you, nigga. Why do your sexual life keep hopping on the internet, Unc? Nigga, turn your phone off when you start doing the dirty deed, alright? Power off, okay? Fuck. Put it on D&D, nigga. I don't know, driver mode, something. Stop people, once you reach a certain stage in life, you gotta be cautious. Like, you gotta be, like, even if it's like someone, it's like, yeah, with that type of money, that type of fame, you got to be very cautious. Like, you know, you got to make sure everything is
disciplined. But this is a situation in which you lacked sexual discipline, clear as day. Set up or not, you dealing with this young woman could only be a bad knock on your image. And it would be different too if this was your first situation, but
and she was white.
Shannon Sharpe also had another situation back in 2012, I believe, with a lady at CBS. I'm telling you, it's a little hard to have any sort of sympathy with a lady.
2010. Longfellow deserves being in the Hall of Fame, but his road to Canton may have gotten longer. What with him taking a temporary leave from CBS? What that nigga do?
At CBS. I'm telling you, it's a little hard to have any sort of sympathy for Shannon Sharpe, especially because he made this exact bet. Now, will he ultimately be okay? Yeah, for sure. We're talking about multimillionaires here who have had great and long careers. But
But it comes down to reputation, though. Now it's like, okay, how are you perceived by the public? Financially, you're gonna be good. You know, ain't like your money just gonna lose value overnight. Hopefully, shit, you won't spend more than 30K on your daughter's wedding, so I'm assuming you be saving your money. But also, you paying 25,000 per ass cheek. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, nigga, I really don't know what type of judgment you got financially. But you should be good. Now your reputation, that's gonna need some building back up. Now, what do you want to do for that?
Pillow talking about how much money you was making with this young woman. I mean, you were answering these questions and got comfortable on the phone, even though to a lot of people it sounded like you was recording. You was saying all these crazy things about athletes, how they need to be more disciplined and take things more seriously, how your daughters can't have all this budget for their wedding, and in the same breath you were spending 25K per butt cheek for some milk pancakes. I don't know why or how anybody should have sympathy for Shannon Sharpe, to be quite honest with you. Men lacking sexual discipline has always been a problem. And here's just another.
Hey, the downfall of many great men, not knowing how to keep their shit in their pants, bro. Once you learn discipline, dig discipline, bro, your life gonna go to a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? Because that's one thing. That's another extra thing for your life that has no control over you. Once no one has control over you and you're able to think clearly, you good.
The person. And what's crazy is because he's talked about athletes, he's been around athletes where the shtick is, or the story is, hey, protect yourself from women that are, you know, up to no good for you. But he didn't do that himself. He probably should have listened to Monique's advice and got him a big old girl, a fat girl, an older woman, and just settled down. He probably would have not been in this type of situation right now.
This dating thing.
I ain't lying.
Because it's Mo is different now.
How can you even, you can't really say that though. I mean, I would assume there's a higher chance with someone younger, but you can't really say like he wouldn't be in this situation because you never know. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing. You really never know who's gonna turn on you, who's gonna do what. Now, you might as well be celibate, nigga. Wear a chastity belt.
Then when you and I,
it's different, baby.
Monique,
I'm grateful I'm not
though.
56 and trying.
Are you trying to say? What you trying to say?
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at me.
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me live my life.
Let me tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your...
No, the hell you don't, nigga. No, you don't. No, you don't. Look what that 26-year-old got you. That's the thing, bro. Damn, Shannon. See, this is a story of like, you know, just someone not living by what they preach. To put it simple, not living by what you preach. It's good and it's easy to say do this, do that. But when you're in that situation, are you gonna really stand by the stuff that you tell the public? You know? So that's really what it comes down to. And Shannon Sharpe just lacked discipline, bro. And it bit him in the ass. You know what I'm saying? Lack of discipline done cost this man millions of dollars. So let's be a lesson for you. You know what I'm saying? Have discipline in your life and the way you think and the way you feel, all that. But that's all I got to say, bro. I'm gonna see you on the next video. Peace.